Guys, Wade from 7 p.m. prayer out hiking with Ranger. And today I wanted to just talk about how we need to pray for our new president. So, irregardless of whether you voted for Trump or not, he's our president now. And this is something I've had to do a lot of thinking about because, politics has become such a divisive thing in our country. I read something not long ago where a journalist was talking about how politics is the new religion and that people used to be this adamant about their faith, but people don't have that much of a faith anymore. And now they take the energy and the passion that they used to have about their faith and they apply it to their politics. And I think that I agree with that statement. And we tend to have the attitude that if our person wins, then we support them. And if our person doesn't win, then they're not our president. Or that's not our government, whatever. And I think that's been a failing in our nation. And I think we've all been guilty of it at different times through the years with, when someone comes along that's not from our party, not our candidate, whatever. And all of a sudden we want ill for them. We don't wish them to do well. And in doing that, we're wishing for ourselves not to do well. On top of that, even all of that aside, let's just say I'm dead wrong on all that, because maybe some of their policies go against our morality, and so we can't wish them well relative to some of those specific things. What we can still do is pray for them. And if we believe in prayer, which is presumably why we're all here right in this moment, then we believe that God can influence this person, this situation, and has in the past in many circumstances. So I always go back to when I'm struggling with something like this, how God used King Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible to accomplish a lot. Even when you look at that whole prophecy, the dream that Daniel interpreted relative to the big statue, and there were all the different empires of the earth represented by that statue. Nebuchadnezzar was the golden head. So in some respects, he was kind of a person that God used in a major way to accomplish some major things. One of which was simply to reprimand, discipline, what have you, God's chosen people. So it may be at a given time that as a nation we deserve a particular political person to be at the helm. It may not be that it's going to be a good thing. It may be that God's going to use that person to exact some kind of judgment on a nation relative to what they've done or have not done. But the point is that we're made a lot of promises in the Bible about prayer. And you can imagine when Jesus was here, all the people that thought that he would make the best candidate. And of course, he had no interest in getting in there and, running a political campaign against Herod or against Caesar. And so the long and the short of it is we are told specifically that the people in leadership are there relative to God's will. So it being that Trump is our new president, it must be that this isn't something that caught God by surprise and God was expecting Kamala to win, and now all of a sudden all his plans are up in smoke, that this was part of the plan. So we pray about it, and we pray for the best for our nation. We pray for wisdom for Trump, the people that are going to be advising him. who he's going to be selecting to work with. Whoa. And we're consistent about that. We pray about it such that we consistently are trying to protect him from darkness and surround him with God's light. I can assure you that none of us will suffer from following God's advice and what he asks of us relative to praying for our leaders. So again, take this as a personal challenge to take whoever is in office. It's easy for us to talk a lot about national leaders, international leaders. I find myself thinking more and more that I should know better, more about my local people. The news covers all the national and international stuff. We tend to not think as much about our local people. So they need prayers as well. So anyway, just wanted to share that with all of you because I know there's a lot of people that are really happy and a lot of people that are really disappointed. And the fact is, again, that God never gets caught by surprise. This didn't fall through a crack in the universe and God got sideswiped. It's all something he's very aware of, and our prayers can influence things. So let's all pray, including tonight at 7 p.m., all Christians from all denominations. We pray together, and we pray for the things of the world, the things of our community, the things of your family, your concerns, and we trust that God will take that power of Christians praying together and put it to work. I appreciate you guys.